a heavy one. It's a beautiful book. Oh. Oh, Polar Express. Okay. Okay, National Sea Life. World Atlas. Lots of beef and chicken books. Okay. Poetry. Always love art. Okay. Oh, beef chip. Beef and chip again. Beef and chip. Beef and chip. Oh, dinosaurs. Okay. Okay, so that's the first bag done.
A lot of rain, so the streams are running strong and the vegetation has exploded across the landscape. One of my main focuses for this property is to nurture the biodiversity of native species and manage the aggressive and invasive plants. And that work starts pretty much as soon as things start growing, so that's most of what I've been doing this past week. In the meantime, I want to acknowledge that there are plenty of people here on my channel, so I think introductions are in order. So what? My name is Dara, and a few years ago I left the city for a slower life in the country. I created this channel thinking I could do projects like the other channels I've enjoyed over the years, but clearly that hasn't happened. Now that I have more time to create videos, I have felt less compelled to focus on projects and more interested in covering my land practice with the beauty of the land. So having gained almost 60,000 new subscribers in just the past few weeks, I want to be transparent about what you can expect here. I'm cutting back some of the native black raspberry plants. I'm toying around with putting a garden bed here, but also in the space for plants the raspberry might shade out. I let my weed whacker to a friend, but I'd actually rather manage the spot by hand so I don't accidentally cut any plants I want to support. This bow set is a research, not just into the practicalities of living on the land and off the grid, but also into the things I learned before arriving here. And writing helps me process my thoughts as I solidify with everything I've been learning and unlearning. So I don't know how effective this video will be, but I figured while I tell you along, I begin to answer some questions I'm getting, like whether I'm scared or lonely or afraid of predators. The short answer is no, but I feel like I need to delve a little further into my background to answer that more fully. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, as are my parents, but my father had property in upstate New York since before he even met my mother. Despite being from the city, he attended grade school in rural Pennsylvania where farming was part of the culture, and that created a strong connection to nature for him from a very young age. So naturally, spending time on our property was a core part of my childhood, and when I was 7, we actually moved to that property and had a small farm with 2 cows, sheep, chickens, 2 silly black labs, and a very sweet black barn cat.
You know, I love everything
Unlike the
vampires.
suburbs and cities, kids can explore pretty freely in the
Okay.
country. No more than 5 cars a day drove down our road. We had many acres, no close neighbors, and endless discoveries for a curious child like myself. So exploring the barns, riding the tractor, petting cows, picking up frogs, collecting eggs, riding my bike as far as I could, and just sitting quietly in the field for a normal life.
That would be interesting.
And because my parents were both teachers, our home was filled with books. So when I was done touching and smelling and picking up all the things outside, there was a good chance I could find a book inside to continue learning about whatever I'd come across that day. And I think this free, slow environment nurtured a lot of independence and curiosity that has lasted into adulthood. The need for family and community would ultimately pull us back to Pennsylvania where I would finish out school. And my parents sold that property with the intention to return to the area later in life. And after I left for college, they did. But by my 20s, I had no desire to live in a rural area, yet I still appreciated the peace of their home when I visited. My parents stayed at that property for quite a few years until my mother got sick, and it made sense for me to be moving one final time. But even while I was there, something inside me was clearly trying to repair my physical disconnect from nature. I'd visit city parks as often as I could, and I filled my tiny studio apartment with almost 100 plants. And when the lockdowns of 2020 happened, I was surprised by how little they affected my lifestyle. It turned out when I wasn't working, I was already spending most of my time. But that was also the first time I realized I couldn't have a quiet day at home if I wanted to. Sure, I could stay inside, but that shouldn't stop the silence, the shadows. So when travel restrictions loosened later that year, I took a trip to upstate New York with a friend. I hadn't visited this area in years, so on the very first evening, we walked up a nearby dirt road to watch the sunset from a hill, and this particular experience changed everything. Both times my family lived up here, we were on unpaved back roads, and of course, in my mind, I knew this. But that smell of the dirt road on that evening caused an incredibly powerful recall that I'd never experienced before. And within 6 months of that moment, I had packed up my life and moved to New York. I've since read a little bit about smell memory and learned that we store smell and emotion together as a single memory. And for children, it turns out, smell is their strongest sense from the time they're in the womb until about 10 years old. So I may be romanticizing this a bit, as I often do, but I've come to think that that moment on the dirt road thrust my memory of my childhood on the land and all the feelings I associated with that. Growing internal hunger to return to the land. I have no regrets about the parts of my childhood and adulthood spent in Philly, but I am grateful I was able to nurture my connection to nature at a young age, and I think this helped me more clearly recognize and trust the urge to return when those feelings arose again. So in trying to answer the questions around how I made the transition from the city to the rural area, I felt I needed to share this to explain why this change probably was a little easier for me. Even though I didn't live in this exact area, being in the country isn't unfamiliar, and nature honestly feels like home. Now, when I first moved to this property, I do recall being a little nervous at night, but more so because this place was new to me. And we do have black bears, coyotes, bobcats, fox, and I've seen them all, sometimes right outside my door. But they live here too, and are usually just passing through as long as I don't give them a reason to linger.
That was so funny.
Second box down. This is the last bag that I'm sorting out. Oh, it's two of the same book. That's good. Oh, cute puppy. Beast West. Always beef books. This flying machine. Flying machine. Black hole. It's two of those. Oh, we already have one. I think in the first video. Probably thought it was cutting off. I think we already have this somewhere. Another flying machine. Looks interesting. Ooh. I didn't know I could end up with this one, but hey. Really? Okay. Isn't celebrity autobiography? Oh, look how beautiful that one is. It's a short one, but then hey. Always good to have a dictionary. There's a journal. Okay. Cookbook. There's two of them. So that's all the books sorted. So just have to see how to ship them.